Pursuant to House Resolution 1370, the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Griffith, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Virginia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Abandoned Mine Land Economic Revitalization Program was created by Hal Rogers a few years ago. It has already borne promising fruit, delivering environmental cleanup and much-needed economic development to some of the poorest parts of our country, the Appalachian coal fields. In one AMLR program in my district, we used it to take down high walls at an old mine, and the area was redeveloped into an industrial site. Likewise, in another place, a public-private partnership. And keep in mind, that means there's a lot of private money. Sometimes counties put money in. It's not just AMLR money, but AMLR money is a big help. And in that case, the public-private partnership came in and cleaned up an old coal fines pond. It saved the Office of Surface Mining Reclamation and Enforcement 1/3 of the estimated cleanup cost, and it was done decades earlier than expected. However, the specter of OSMRE imposing a perpetual federal interest in every AMLR project is hurting what I believe is a great program. A letter from the region sums it up best. Dear Senator Warner, the purpose of this correspondence is to solicit your support and assistance in challenges associated with the Office of Surface Mining Reclamation and Enforcement. This is from the Lonesome Pine Lonesome Pine Regional Industrial Facilities Authority. It is a regional authority development established in 2019, whose membership is composed of the counties of Dickinson, Lee, Scott, and Wise, and the city of Norton, which are in far southwest Virginia. The authority members' localities work collaboratively as a region to create employment opportunities for its citizens, and its mission is straightforward: to cooperatively develop and enhance regional economic opportunities for member localities. The relevant issue revolves around the terms required to be placed now in an interpretation to be placed in deeds for real estate acquired and improved through program funds. Currently, required language mandates the portions of the Code of the Federal Regulations applies to all projects. In short, 2 CFR Part 200 provides for what is defined as a federal interest in any real estate, equipment, or personal property in which AMLR funds are expended. This federal interest would be memorialized in any real estate by a recorded instrument in the respective circuit court of the local county. The existence of a federal interest results in OSMRE having to approve any conveyances or transfers of interest concerning real estate in which AMLR funds are expended. They could further seek to recoup all AMLR funds invested in the property being considered for transfer. No time limit is given on this federal interest, and as of the date of this letter, which was May of this year, the federal interest would be perpetual in nature. Can you imagine that these regulations, as you can imagine, these regulations will severely impact the region's ability to use property as an incentive for economic development prospects? It's uncertain under these regulations if OSMRE would consider approving a conveyance for real estate to a private developer. In addition, localities would be prohibited to pledge any real estate that has any federal interest in it as collateral to try to make the development work. The review and consideration of these issues also contributes to much extended time periods for the approval process, and in the arena of economic development, time is one of the most important factors in making deals and attracting prospects to this Appalachian region. The accumulative impacts of these regulations are causing localities to deter from, it is causing them to refrain from pursuing AMLR program funds as a source of economic development in the region. Now, that was the whole point of the program, to take abandoned mine land areas, improve the mine area, and make it available for new economic development in one of the poorest regions of the country, Mr. Chairman. This amendment is needed, at least for this year, and I may have to put in a bill later to make it permanent or long-term, but at least for this year, to make it clear that if a county or a local government puts money into a project, they don't have to worry about the federal government having what is in essence a reversionary clause that if it's ever used for some purpose that they don't agree to, somewhere down in the future, the property comes back to the federal government. We can't use this program the way it was intended if we don't solve this problem. My amendment solves this problem in the short term. We can work to get additional language to make it better in the future, but right now
time has expired.
We need to do this, and I urge everyone to vote in favor of it.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Maine seek recognition?
I seek time in opposition.
The gentlewoman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I oppose this amendment and I yield back.